All right, so we're going to give a little bit of a progress vlog on exactly what's going on here with the Coffeehouse classroom. And we'll start with the not so good successes. So the first thing is, this right here is a centerpiece of the room. It's a nice little bat lantern. And it's currently on a desk right here. And you can see Didactic Cafe is kind of what I've settled on because of the idea of didactic meaning to teach with a moral component. And since I'm studying sociology and psychology and debate and teaching sort of the morality and the proper use of communication, I figure that kind of appropriate. However, the problem is it's supposed to be on that wall right there. So that wall looks kind of like weird and unexplained right now because that little space in the purple is supposed to be where the bat symbol and Didactic Cafe sign hangs. Command strips are not wanting to be my friend right now, and they're not holding properly. So I've got to figure out a new way to attach that to the wall. You'll see here along the wall, across the top, we are going to have the student work, kind of different posters that they've done throughout the time, some things that have stood out. And then also, you know, just a couple of eclectic things like the always be yourself unless you can be Batman, then you should always be Batman poster. A student gave me that a couple of years ago. So anyway, so the idea here is we're going to have this focal point purple wall with the black poster board there. Students can sign on that, write on that. And then off to the side, we're going to have black paper. I'm planning on taking the black paper a little further down over on this wall to try to kind of create this as a focal wall. Right now, you can kind of see some of the seating options that we have, and I'm still working on that. I've got a table here, a table here. I may actually end up shifting some of the tables around. That one back there is a little shorter, and it may be shorter lengthwise. And so I may end up moving it to a different location and then putting the two that are closer sized together. Here in the middle, we've got our two bistro tables. And as you can see, I still don't have chairs. I just haven't gotten those in yet. Here is one of my favorite things about the room. This is the artwork that kind of explains what we're talking about each unit. So for instance, the first unit that we've got up in sociology this semester is going to be dealing with the major theories in sociology. So you can see we've kind of got some imagery, functionalist, conflict, talk about interactionist here at the bottom, and then we've got the two that are macro versus micro. So this is going to be artwork on display here. For my debate students, they'll be starting out with Congress, and so we'll have a poster on the other side here that's Congress with keywords like resolutions, legislation, bills, docket, authorship of rebuttal and agenda, different types of speeches and things that go along with the process there. Again, here's the bar. The coffee bar is mostly complete. You can see some trash around. I'm still kind of working on some things. But the bar is in place and secured properly with legs right there so students don't pull the bar down on top of themselves. Here, oh, and by the way, that right there, the bar, again, most of that is going to be used, about half of that's remnant lumber and the rest of it is going to be actual purchased lumber. At some point, I'll do an actual breakdown of costs and things. This right here is pretty much all new wood construction. You can see it's going to be a storage. You've got rulers. You've got a place to store pens because students are always asking for pens or pencils. Here's some paper and note cards, which we use a lot in our debate classes. Glue sticks, different things like that. Right here, this is not ready to hang yet. The command strips haven't had time to sit on this one, but this, see that little bucket? That's going to be a place to put map colors and pins. That one didn't cost me a penny because my mom is amazing and she likes Pinterest and she made that and donated it to the cause. This over here is a chair full of stuff and trash right now, so it doesn't look great, but there's going to be a little light over here in the corner for that. Students can sit there. I do have two more pieces of like a chair and another couch that is on its way, but it is not here yet. So this is going to be kind of that seating area here. As you can see, any of these seating locations is going to give them perfect sight for the marker board, smart board there. That wall over there is probably, as well as this wall over here, is probably going to end up being a kind of a focal wall. I'm going to have just different artwork, different sayings, phrases on the wall, like you might see in a coffee house. Also, another piece donated by my mom is that nice, beautiful stained glass bat symbol that fits within the idea of the room. A couple other things that are still yet to go on the wall. You've got a little black marker board there and a cork board, which those are probably going to go on that wall. It's a place to put announcements and a place for, again, for students to kind of write messages and that kind of thing. So yeah, so this is kind of the direction of the room at this point. I do have a Scentsy, which is going to be pumping out the sweet smells of coffee throughout the day. And so that was all there. Now, the big thing is, how much does all this cost? And to be really honest, my budget was $150 out of pocket. There's still a little bit of wiggle room. I have spent, as of right now, about $149.80. I'll actually post here at the end of this what the actual amount is, official amount right there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything else in there, but it looks like everything is pretty much in place right now. School supplies, to be fair, I did not count things like school supplies. So markers, I had some markers that were still on hand, but I did have to buy some other markers. So I didn't count like expo markers, whiteboard markers as that, because that's just sort of a general school supply that's got to be replaced anyway. I was mainly counting the things that were necessary. So like, for instance, this right here, one of my favorite little things right here, this little thing, all of that cost money. And eventually I'm going to put down a breakdown in an actual written blog of what everything was and what it costs, and then we'll probably talk a little bit about structure. How do you actually make these different things? Some of them are really, really easy. Some of them are a little bit more difficult. And if you have any sort of handiness about you at all, you should be able to do any of it. It just may depend upon how long it takes. But anyway, so that is progress right now. Like I said, I would love to be doing more. I would love to have more done, but I ran out of tape. So that's pretty much where we stand today.